Can you guys talk really quick about the MLS remarks that are not shown on Redfin and Zillow? Because you're talking about
Yes.
the haves and have nots, kind of like the
Right.
non-negotiable. It has to have a pool and this and that.
Yeah.
Now, the picture might show that it's got a pool, might look good, but sometimes over there on MLS in the other remarks, it says pool has a crack or the
Yeah.
pool motor needs to be replaced. So talk about that real quick, because I know people might find things on Zillow and they're all excited because now we're
Yeah.
at the home search part and I'm ready to go, want to buy a house. But there are parts of MLS that are not displayed on the public side of all this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, you might be surprised at this, but most people don't even read the public comments on the homes. They're looking at photos.
Yeah. Photos are an amazing lure.
Yeah.
They get you in. They look all beautiful. The space looks all wide and expansive, but when they get there, it's like, what the?
Or
It looks nothing like the photos.
You might see a property that's like, 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, and you look at the photos and it looks great, but you didn't read the comments because actually the main house has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, and then there's a casita or an
Correct.
ADU that has the other. So yes, I would encourage if you're looking there and go and you want to go look at open houses, we want to come with you. Even if it's an open house, we still want to come with you.
But as agents, we want to be paying attention to those private remarks so we can echo that to our clients.
So read the public comments, but we see private comments that are only in the MLS where the agents can see them. And those private comments do have things like, solar is paid or there is a crack in the foundation. That's why, because, right, we'll get a call from someone and go, we want to see this house. It's only $300,000.
You have to ask yourself why.
Why?
There's a reason.
Why?
Yeah.
There's a crack in the foundation. I mean, that's a 200,000, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I'm not a general contractor, but right, you're looking at, so there's always going to be a reason, or it's a deed restricted property, right? There's all of these, there could be just about anything under the sun in those private comments.
Yeah.
So I would say, we're also going to be looking at that to make sure that it is a good fit for you and, only send you those properties. So again, that's the fun part. We want to, we've gone out for hours at a time. If you have a limit, if you're like, look, I'm only good for like 2 hours. Hey, we'll get as many properties we can in 2 hours.
We'll map it out as best we can.
Yeah. We'll spend 6 hours with you. Like I said, you bring the fun and yourself, and we'll bring the snacks and more fun.
Sure.
More funsies.
Yeah.
How much corralling do you think you have to do when people have like explained what it is they're looking for, but then they get like bright, shiny object syndrome?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this one has that or whatever. Do you find yourself having to like not reel them in? Because I don't want to say you snuff out people's excitement, but like return to the core of what you said you're looking for. How much of this experience with you guys is like, I don't want to say like behavioral psychological, but like just remembering, hey, what you said was this. Is that changing? Or are we still going to do the main things you said were the main things? Kind of the major on the majors, minor on the minor kind of thing.
Yeah.
Asking a lot of questions like you just did. Yeah.
I think it's just about you just because here's the thing. When you may have your list of non-negotiables and what you want, but then we go out and start looking and that can change. Yeah. And we're okay with that.
Changes all the time.
Yeah, it changes all the time. Like you may think, oh no, I have to have a pool. But then you start looking at the properties that have a pool and at your budget and you're missing a bedroom. So now do we want to kind of revisit what our priorities are? And that's fine. We can help you do that. We're obviously going to help you stay kind of on track. We're going to also know like what your pain points are. Like remember, yes, this property you really like, but it actually doesn't take away the pain point, which you've told us you hate living near a busy road. Well, there's a freeway behind this one. So do you think that that's still going to be a source of aggravation for you?
Yeah.
If
Sometimes it's a rude awakening for clients that want, the filet mignon, but their budget's, McDonald's. But they're approved for the filet mignon, but they don't want to spend the filet mignon budget.
Oh, yeah. That's
like, hey, if this is really what you want, then you might need to come up in your price.
Yeah. And we've had clients, they'll send us, because we'll send properties too, but if if our buyer sees something they want to see, send it to us. We'll get it set up.
Oh, absolutely.
But if a buyer sends us a property that is not in line with what they've told us, we're going to start asking more questions. Like, hey, are you sure you want to see this property? Because I'm not sure if you noticed there's a freeway behind it, or it's, whatever. Yeah. The location isn't exactly what you were saying. High. Or the HOA is, did you notice the HOA was over your $1,000 budget?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Well, and this may seem like oversimplified, but, there's an importance to being reminded of what things can be changed and which things cannot be changed.
Boom.
Correct.
Like there's a big difference because, been around a long time, and sometimes people can go into a place and they're like, oh, I don't like the carpet.
Right.
Or, oh, that's not my color on that wall. And you're like, time out.
Yeah.
Those are the two easiest things to change in a house. So talk about why it's important to just remember that and not be deterred from the things that you see that can be changed, but be hyper vigilant in the things that are not changeable, because they're just going to be there for a long time.
Sometimes clients just need a friendly reminder, like, hey, look, you wanted to live in La Jolla. We are in La Jolla, location. Do not be worried about things that you cannot change. Focus on what's settled, like the land, stuff like that.
The location.
Carpet, easy. Kitchen, easy. Bathrooms, easy. Not a big deal. Paint, easy. Location, not easy. You take this home and you put it somewhere else, you're going to be upset because you're not living in this zip code.
Right. Yeah, I think too. We're always saying, think about the things you can change versus the things you can't change. Right. And we're also going to want to know from our clients, like, once we start showing them properties and sending them stuff and we get the feedback, then we're able to continue to keep narrowing it down and kind of, focusing. Mm-hmm. But I think too, it's about, this is what you were saying that you wanted. Mm-hmm. So this is where we're at. Listen, do you want turnkey, or are you okay with doing a little bit of work? Or are you, we've had clients tell us, like, in fact, the clients who got the $50,000 grant, they're a young couple buying their first home, and they said, we want weird.
We do not want cookie cutter. We don't want the IKEA kitchens. We don't want the grays and the light browns. We want something that's going to require a little bit of sweat.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay.
Yeah, so they actually wanted a home that they could remodel themselves. Yep. And here's the cool thing. They had family that had these expertise. If you're a young single woman and you have a full-time job and you're a career woman and you tell me, well, I want a house that I can fix up, and you have no expertise and no background and your dad's not a GC, then we might say something like, are you sure that's really what you want? Because that's a lot of work and you're going to be hiring people. Oh yeah, I'm a trust fund baby. I have all the money. I'm going to hire people.
Easy.
Great. Okay, let's do it. I just want it the way I want it. But then we have some people who are like, hey, we're okay with doing paint, carpet, but no major remodel. We don't want to remove walls. Yep. Okay, great. Or we don't want to do anything.
We want it pristine.
We want to be able to just move in and start living our life. Great. So all of those things kind of play into it too. It's actually, I'm not trying to make it sound harder than it is, but it's too easy to find properties for people and send it to them without checking the list of what they said they wanted versus what they didn't want.
Right.
And we do it too. Like sometimes I'll send something and I'll be like, oh shoot, sorry guys, disregard that one. Yep. I didn't realize the HOA was ... or it didn't have a pool or whatever.
Well, we kind of have a process for that. We'll send each other properties, and there'll be things that I'll miss them, and she'll remind me like, hey, remember they don't want high HOA. I'm like, oh yeah, totally forgot.
Yeah.
Before we send it to the client.
And that seems definitely more like the exception than the rule, again, because there's like an infinite number of variables happening in the process of finding a home that hits all the marks that you're also excited about sharing, because you want to share in the excitement that they're going to have at finding something that hits all the boxes and all that stuff. So, I certainly can appreciate that like level of detail and consideration, because for the majority of the population that's buying a house, it will be the most expensive thing they buy in their life.
100%.
Correct.
When it comes to their loan, it's probably going to be the most expensive loan they ever take out with the longest term and the highest monthly payment.
Right.
And you can maybe advocate or argue the benefit of the tax deduction of the interest.
Yeah.
That's very low on the
That's a
list,
whole
but it's still there.
nother Yeah.
So the biggest purchase in their life, largest debt they're ever going to have, and if they're married or going to be married and then have a family, the place where you're going to actually like raise up your family.
Right.
So
Right.
none of these things, although we can talk about them lightly,
Yeah.
ultimately are taken lightly because they are very important and critical.
Yeah.
And the person that's doing this is doing this now
Yeah.
and
Right.
may not do it again for 5, 10, or 15 years or longer.
This is true. This is true.
And
That's
it-
why we love talking to the first-time buyers and reminding them that this home is not their forever home.
Yeah.
There's steps into this, like the young couple that I mentioned earlier. Like, hey, your first condo is your stepping stone, guys.
Yeah.
This isn't your end all be all. This is your foot in the door. Start somewhere and then build it up, build some equity, and then we'll get you into the next house.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't know that, and that's part of the question we're going to ask too. Is this a stepping stone for you? Is this your forever home? If it's
Yeah.
not a first-time home buyer, a young couple,
Yeah.
is this an investment property? Is this, like what? How long do you actually see yourself living here? Are you going to be here for 2 to 5 years? Or are you
Yeah.
going to be here, 7 to 10 years?
Also,
Or-
also reminding them too, like that changes. Like we're literally working with clients now, helping them sell the home that they thought was going to be their forever home,
that's right.
and now we're
Yeah.
helping them get into their possible forever home.
New forever
Their,
home.
their next forever home.
Next
Yeah.
forever home. You know what I mean? It's just like it's such a cool.
Yeah.
Give them permission to change their minds.
And they bought a house and they upgraded it to the nines.
Beautiful house.
Beautiful house. And they like nice things, and so they made this house like the nicest. And it's a beautiful house.
Yeah.
But then they had 3 boys. And so they want more land. They want their boys to go out and be able to go out in the backyard and play in the dirt and dig in the dirt and swim in the pool and
Yeah.
grow up, not so much with a house right next to them, but, so
Yeah.
that's going to happen too. So those are all the things that we need to know. And we're going to show you the houses and the properties, regardless of what type of property it is. We're going to show you what fits best for you.
And what I love about those particular clients too is that they know that they can call us and say, "Hey, we want to see this house," and they're not doing it out of abuse, but they know that we're there for them. We want to go drive to Temecula, Murrieta from San Diego to show them a home.
Yeah.
'Cause we love them and we want to help them as best we can,
Yeah.
and they know that.
Yeah.